Hey Forum, what's up? It's Daniel here again. I've been asked by the Jedi Bendu on how to hard code the IP address. Now, the reason for doing this usually is to have more control over your IP addresses that the computers have, and in this case here we were trying to avoid an IP address conflict, which is the message that's coming up on the screen. So this is how we can do it. First, we want to look up what our IP address currently is. So if you go into the Perl, type in CMD for command and hit enter, we're going to get the command prompt. Type in ipconfig and hit enter. You may have to scroll up like I do here, and you'll be able to see the IP address. Now, this is what I'm currently using, and it's coming down automatically. I want to hard code this information. So this is how we do it. Go down to the Perl, click on the control panel. Now this is in Windows 7. Network and Sharing Center. And in the top left here of this screen is Change Adapter Settings. Now, you may do this for the wireless or the wired connection. It doesn't make sense to do it for the wired. You really want to try and keep that as automatic or dynamic, so that way when you're going from one hotspot to another, you'll be able to connect without any problems. Left click to highlight the local area connection, and then right click on it and go to Properties. If you don't left click on it first, you may not be able to get the option to select Properties when you right click on it. Now in this window, the local area connection properties, we're going to highlight Internet Protocol version 4. We don't want to use version 6. That is a totally different thing and too much to get into in this video, but basically we're not using that. It is a new protocol that's available for the internet because it's getting so huge. And that's basically why that was introduced, but we don't need that for our local networks that we use in our homes and offices. So select version 4 and go to Properties. Right now it's set to obtain an IP address automatically. You want to change it to use the following IP address, and we can now copy the settings that we had from our command prompt. When you hit tab, it'll fill in the subnet mask automatically, and then for the gateway, fill that in, copy it down the same way, and then use the following DNS server is basically the same as the gateway. Now, the IP address you can change to anything you want, but you can only change this last digit. You can't change the first few things. If you want to change one of the first few numbers, what you would have to do is go into the router and reconfigure that, which is going to affect all the computers that are connected to that router. So if you want to do that, that's a whole other thing to get into, and it's going to depend on the version of the router on how to do that. So once you have this set up with the numbers you want, you can hit OK and close, and that's it. You've now hard-coded your IP address, and depending on what you've given them for numbers, you can make sure that they're all different. So if this one is 6, make sure the other computer is 7, or whatever it is. As long as they're different, you're not going to have that IP address conflict anymore. Alright, thank you very much guys, and talk to you again in the next video.